Previously on Meerkat Manor. Finnick's attempted burrow move put the Hakuna Matata pups in danger, while pregnant Munchkin did everything she could to avoid eviction. Daisy had led her Auntu family back to the dry riverbed, and the Whiskers returned to the water tank to avoid the perils of the summer sourgrass, only for Swift to face another challenge from her daughters. When a butterfly flutters its wings, it is said to affect change elsewhere. Small ripples become waves with far-reaching consequences. This year's summer rains have been frequent and intense, bringing with them a storm of pregnancies, which each family leader must now deal with in her own way. A new day dawns over Hakuna Matata territory. Following their recent burrow drama, Flint's 5 pups are growing in confidence in the great outdoors. But the rest of the family are focused on events below ground. There are even more new arrivals. A slender-looking Munchkin gave birth overnight. Her strenuous efforts to avoid eviction have paid off. It's the first time that her older sister has allowed anybody else the privilege of breeding. It could just be lucky timing. There's more than enough food, and for once, Flint is not pregnant herself. The first 48 hours will be critical for Munchkin's newborns. Deep inside the burrow, they will need regular feeding. And she's also wet nursing her older nieces and nephews. To produce that much milk, she must go and feed with the group. Zara is being left in sole charge of both litters. She has excellent babysitting skills, but is not lactating. So the family had better not be gone for too long. Further north, along the dry riverbed, the Auntu are preparing to do battle. But for once, it's not with the neighbors. Daisy's gang is wrestling with Mother Nature. Of all the territories in the manor, Ubuntu's riverbed home has seen the most virulent growth of irritating sourgrass. The acidic swathes are so thick and tall here that things are proceeding at a snail's pace. Everybody is suffering from the caustic sap, with the youngest family members bearing the brunt. If Munchkin doesn't beat the infection, she could lose her eye. Daisy boosted her army with 4 pups born 2 months ago, but she's already pregnant again. And she's not the only one. Eldest daughters Magali and Mamoof have clearly been caught out by rovers. A pregnant matriarch and 2 expectant subordinates surely spells trouble further down the line. But the more immediate problem is dealing with all this grass. Over at the Whiskers, Bria is keeping guard as Swift and the rest of the family busy themselves clearing out a bolt hole. They've left the safety of their water tank burrow, and now the old boy seems on edge. Something in the distance, perhaps. But if he's keeping his eye out for roving males, that horse has already bolted. Daughter Laker has certainly been entertaining a visitor. And by the looks of things, so have Hatchie and Fly. Holy smoke, the girls were only pups themselves a year ago. And there's more. Eldest daughters Luna and Belle Hurricane have telltale bulges too. That's 5 pregnant daughters. It's like a mummy and me group. Ironically, the only one who isn't expecting is Swift. She seems unusually relaxed about the situation, positively relishing perhaps the prospect of becoming a grandmother. It could be that she's happy to take a break and allow her daughters to keep family numbers up. She's not getting any younger after all. Or maybe she just doesn't have the energy for 5 evictions. After a busy morning foraging, Flint's family is enjoying a siesta in the shade. But Munchkin can't relax. Her newborn pups, at home with the babysitter, are due their next feed. She daren't leave on her own, and none of the others are in any hurry to get home. But the new mum may be about to receive some help in getting things moving. From someone who just loves a wind-up. That woke them up. But there's still no sense of urgency. Poor Munchkin. Flint finally gets everyone moving again, but not towards home. And there's nothing Munchkin can do about it. Back along the riverbed, the Auntu are still imprisoned in the sourgrass. The usual trick for getting a better view, scrambling up bushes or fallen logs, is just not cutting it. To see anything at all, they need to get higher. Much higher. Fearlessness is an Ubuntu family trait. Stan demonstrates how it's done. Not bad for a ground dweller. Mr. Worldwide and Stitch take it a bit more cautiously. With only one good eye, Munchkin finds it difficult to judge distance. It's not just the pups struggling with arboreal life. Magali's extra baby weight makes defying gravity even more tricky. But the effort is worth it. Up top is a welcome break from the misery of the grass. The only thing is, what goes up must also come down. No harm done. With the kids now grounded, Daisy's family are back to square one. On Swift's fertile patch, the pregnant Whiskers girls are unearthing some of the desert's tastiest treats. If she's quick, Laker could satisfy a lizard craving before her brothers grab it. But today, they all lack the killer instinct. The very rotund Bell Hurricane has no such qualms. She's not sharing with anyone but her unborn pups. And certainly not her younger pregnant sisters. It's unlikely that all 5 subordinate litters, born into the same family at the same time, will survive. Each mother-to-be must protect her own. So, after polishing off her first lizard, Bell Hurricane grabs herself a second and devours the reptile's eggs. Her sisters may not have a moody matriarch to worry about, but the young mums-to-be should be wary of their ruthless older sister, heir apparent to the Whiskers' throne. As the afternoon showers threaten to become a storm, Swift hurries everyone to the nearest boat hole. The family prepares to batten down the hatches. There's no telling how long it will last. And the safest place to be should be deep underground. A solitary figure remains. Mother-to-be Belle Hurricane may not have much longer to wait. As the heavens open, they unleash a deluge. The manor and beyond has seen unusually heavy rains this season, and this storm lasts deep into the night. When dawn breaks, calm has been restored. And in a far-flung corner of Hakuna Matata territory, part of the family is up exceptionally early. It's Flint and her foraging group. Caught far from home by the storm, they had no option but to shelter overnight in this long abandoned burrow. Everyone's safe, but they desperately need to get home. Flint and Munchkin's pups have been without food for 24 hours. A frantic Munchkin takes the lead as the family starts their long journey home. Back at the burrow, babysitter Zara and Flint's pups are also up. Zara is agitated and the pups are desperately hungry. Where on earth is everyone? The pups are badly dehydrated. They need milk. But there's no chance of anything from their big sister. Flint must come home, soon. Underground, the situation is even more desperate. Without any nourishment, Munchkin's tiny newborns may not have survived the night. 2 kilometers to the east of the manor, a very different disaster is unfolding. After weeks of intense and sudden downpours throughout the area, the dry riverbed has begun to fill. For the first time in 25 years. And now the floodwaters are heading with unstoppable force towards the manor. unaware of the approaching torrent. Flint and the rest of the family have traveled the length of their territory in their desperate race home. Where Zara is beside herself. She and the pups have all but given up hope. Until, at last, Mum's home. Munchkin heads below ground, casting Flint's hungry pups aside. She has only one concern. She emerges only moments later. And that can mean only one thing. Her pups have not survived. The excitement of the family reunion was short-lived. But there are still hungry young mouths to feed. For the sake of the family, Munchkin dutifully puts her personal tragedy behind her and tends to the needs of her nieces and nephews. To the east, the floodwaters have reached the manor. The dry riverbed is transformed. In some parts, the water is 4 meters deep. The flood signals disaster for Daisy and the Auntu. Their burrows are now well below the waterline, and there's no sign of the family.